Welcome to another episode of In Conversation with Roy, Global Leaders podcast vlog series, a forum in which we interact with global leaders from around the world and do a deep dive in terms of their experiences, their learning graph, and the success curve as well. And more importantly, bring out insights and perspectives that truly matter. They say that bad design shouts at you, whereas good design is a silent seller.
The key to attracting subscribers is people share stories. How shareable is your story?
You're the two pillars of monetizable news organizations, mainly the content and your audience sets.
When you are designing for the very small screen of the phone, you have 4 seconds to seduce me to read.
Create the whole newspaper as one music composition rather than disparate parts. That's a very interesting anecdote though.
Finally understand, okay, after 6 months, what I want to do with the team, how I want to play. And that was also the moment I got a call from Hockey India. Can you do the men's team? Can you take it over from Roland?
I think 11 goals, 11 amazing set of players, 11 days when you turn around conceding 11 goals in the first 3 matches, and then being able to come back to the drawing board, starting afresh, instilling the self-belief that yes, we can go forward, and then a series of 4 matches on the trot to almost eclipsing the semi-finals as well. That must have been a great ride.
And I knew exactly how I wanted the team be at the Olympics 2020. And that is where we worked to. And that's not what I did all by myself, of course, because on the last year and a half, I have Janneke Schopman, now the chief coach, Wayne Lambert. He had a big impact on the team, on the strength and conditioning side. So really, really small steps what we made with the team. And then, eventually we were at the Olympics doing well. So in a really brief, short notice.
If you don't read the newspapers, you are not informed. But if you do read the newspapers, you are misinformed.
Yes, I mean, if I am to say something about my personal story, it's one of transition and I think that's what made it exciting. The advertising revenues are no longer enough to sustain a media organization. So the business model needs to shift to a model where you put more focus, more emphasis on the end user, which is the consumer, because the advertiser is not the end user.
I don't let schooling interfere with my education per se. And there was one more wisecrack who said, I was born intelligent, but education ruined me. So having those 2 concepts probably at the background of it. Now, what's been the story of your life so far?
So I'll give you the third one, Sanjeev,
Sure.
Which has been the axiom so far as my life is concerned. And that's a Socratic axiom. And Socrates said that education and learning is the progressive realization of your own ignorance.
There's one thing that has lacked probably, and that has been reflecting in all the corporate surveys as well, is the scalability and the employability index of students coming out of it is something rather dismal. So as Shashi Tharoor would have very aptly articulated, he says that there are very few islands of excellence floating in the seas of mediocrity.
Teachers should be the highest paid in any society,
Absolutely.
in any society, because they are the ones who are molding the minds. So in fact, he said that soldiers and teachers should be the ones who should be paid the highest, because a teacher creates civilization and the soldier protects that civilization.
With culture eats strategy for breakfast. So how do you let that marriage happen between the right culture and the business to follow? And strategy probably is also the essence of choosing what not to do in terms of plethora of options you have. Would you agree?
More what not to do than what to do. Business is a business, Sanjeev. It doesn't change. It can be fintech and be logistics tech. By the way, we are in logistics tech, not fintech.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter what business you're in. It's just the product that changes, and of course, the marketplace, your clients change.
I'll just leave you with one particular thought, though. Prince Philip, he had once famously remarked, if a man opens the door of his car, it could be either for his new wife or for his car. What would be that for you, though? The next startup, probably.
Next startup. Absolutely.
HR, we accept that we are human resources, but we are human first and resources later. So, how do you demystify this particular animal called HR for us?
I think we need to dig a little deeper than the titles. One is, of course, that the content of the role has changed. I see a decline in that level of connectedness, which I think is also one of the softer capabilities of HR. You need to be very emotionally connected with people and be able to intuit and understand what is happening. And I think that's a capability that we need to continually build. One of the new age companies, let's say the internet.com kind of companies, have reduced their notice period from 3 months from 1 month to 15 days.
Okay.
And their CEOs made a very profound statement saying that we wouldn't like you to go. But if you do go, if you do want to go, we do believe that we should stand in your way. And 15 days is enough in these days of asynchronous work. 15 days is enough to achieve a handover, and we wish you all the best and hope you come back to us sometime.